Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Happy Easter, he has risen. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator with Cookie Pirate. Today we're flying the Citation Longitude out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, headed down to Denver, Colorado, into Centennial Airport. We're going at 39,000 feet, 411 miles. It's going to be about a 57-minute flight. And climb aboard, let's go flying. Alright, here we are loading in on the ground at Jackson Hole. From that starting position, we're going to need a pushback. Alright, let's go ahead and get a couple things set up. First thing we're going to do is check the landing gear handle, make sure it's down. It is. Speed brake is retracted, throttles are idle. Flap handle, flaps indicate up. They are up. Disengage that so we can see now. Oh, it's tough to see in here just because it's dark given the shadows, but the parking brake. Right there. Okay, parking brake is set. Left and right battery is going to come on. Kinda have to change the views a lot. So we're gonna go home, aircraft systems, synoptics, summary. Oxygen pressure is good, 1800. Batteries. Okay, we've got positive voltage, 26. Fuel balance up there, that looks good. Switches are all blue, no red. If you see red, that means something is faulty and that we may not be able to fly without it. Alright. Standby power. It's going to be the standby battery right there. Test. Light comes on and it resets back to off. And we can go ahead and turn the battery switches back off. We're looking good. Alright, we don't really do the cabin and exterior inspection in this sim. Usually in FS24 it will prompt you to, but this is FS20. So next on the checklist it is telling us to go ahead and turn out. There we go, turn the battery switches back on. I should cross that out, the section, because you shut them off, you skip that section, and then it takes you right back to cockpit preparation, and the battery switches come right back on. External power not needed. We do need standby power, so we're going to go ahead and start the APU. And we'll check here. RPMs are spooling up. EGT is going up, so the APU started successfully.
System test. Okay.
External power, I don't even know where the switch... Oh, that's right here. It is off. So that actually, if you use a GPU, a ground power unit that actually plugs into the plane to provide power without having to use the APU, you would shut that off. What's going on, man? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not committed to that, but we'll see. Possibly. Alright, battery amps are charging. They are slightly positive, so that's good. Instrument lights we don't need to set. We're going to go to the MFD. Oh, you can't really see it right here. These are labeled slightly differently, but the nav light's on, and the beacon, those are on. Pulse with TCAS. That's on. Alright, let's get the weather here on the ground at Jackson Hole real quick. Variable at 5 knots, 10 miles visibility, clear skies, 7 Celsius, that's 45 Fahrenheit, and the altimeter is 30.40. So we're going to go ahead and set that. Alright, we've got the weather with it variable. We're going to go for a 1-9 departure. That's going to be our direction of flight. Next thing we need to do is go down and do the flight plan setup. So of course you actually have to plug all of that in here. So let's go flight plan, add origin, KJAC, enter. And we're going to take off runway 19. Whoops. Need to go back into that. We'll add the en route waypoint here in a minute. Our destination, KAPA, Centennial. Now we go to procedures and choose our departure and arrival procedures. We're going to take the Alpine 5. Kickney. We're going to change that to BPI. That is the right departure procedure, so we'll load. And we'll come down back into procedures. We're going to choose the arrival as going to be the Rams 8. And that transition is going to be... where? Pull that back real quick. I have to find the VOR. OCS. And we're not going to choose the runway just yet because we'll get vectors. We can preview that on the map. Yep, that is right. We'll load. Hey Flyer Robin, what's going on? Happy Easter, watching from the end of Albuquerque, runway 8. Awesome, Citation 10. Happy Easter to you. Get to watch real planes and a virtual plane today. Oh, pretty cool though. Alright, pull the checklist back up. So, I may be a little bit slow to respond to messages while I have the checklist. I only have 2 monitors. Not going to reset there. So Big Piney to Rock Springs, all the fixes are in. VNAV climb cruise descent profiles. It's good. Good. And those are all good too. Next thing we need to go to is performance. Down here we need to do weight and fuel. £150 of cargo. Press that to sink the fuel. Take off data. Now we'll go back into here, into performance, speed bugs. All on, so they show up. So our V1 is 128, rotate at 130. We'll lift the flaps up at 152 and 185 for VFTO. I don't know exactly what that is. So we go back there, take off data, runway 19, grab the weather, 349 at 5, so we're going to be taking off with a little bit of a tailwind. 7 Celsius. Takeoff run available is 6,300 feet. Configuration. Takeoff data, we need 4,400 feet. Accept takeoff speeds. We'll set the flaps to 1. A little bit later on, so it's telling us check flaps because of that, but we'll make sure they're set. Excuse me. Alright, back to home, flight plan options, show on the map. And that's our route there, programmed out. Alright, APU is on, external power is off, battery is 0, so that's good. Nav source is FMS. Set on the GPS there, that is good. Alright, altitude. Initial altitude on the Alpine 5 departure. We're not talking to, it says assigned by ATC, so we can actually set our cruise altitude of 39,000 feet. And this is what I think I missed last time, so we need to make sure. VNAV is active. FLC active. FD comes on, flight director. Nav on. Runway heading here at the airport. We'll make sure we have that set. That is 189. So we'll set the heading bug. That is sensitive. 189 is set. Altimeter is set. And yeah, that's going to be too tight to turn, so we're going to go back in, release the parking brake, and we're going to call for a pushback. And they're just going to push us out to the line right here. Hey, what's going on, Dino Dukes? How are you? Got back from my trip yesterday. Which plane are you flying now? This is the Citation Longitude. Medium-sized corporate jet. Hope you had a great trip. You'll have to share in the Discord how it was. Maybe drop some pictures and stuff. A lot of Pilatus also. Nice. Yeah, Pilatus are cool aircraft. He was starting to go into the nose of the plane. Oh, that's funny. And we'll just push back to the edge there, and then we'll stop the pushback. Tail can be over the grass. The wheels should not. Just keep coming back a little bit more. And that should be good right there. Sent a few pics of my flight. I flew out of Charlotte twice and saw Carowinds. I did see those. That looked really cool. Alright, let's go back into the cockpit, set the parking brake again. Right there. We're going to get ready to fire these engines up. Alright, right engine run stop. Close the cover and starter. Alright, N2 is spooling up. N1 up here should start going. Yep, before 25%, it is coming up. Oil temperature is coming up, oil pressure is coming up. And once that button is extinguished, we can start the left. There it goes. Same thing here, cover, run, and starter. And we'll watch the same thing on the engine panel. There goes N2. There goes N1. That's good. Oil temperature and pressure are coming back up. That's good. FMS lateral is engaged. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. We go back into aircraft systems, synoptics, summary. Hydraulic pressure is good. We got 3,000 psi. And fuel pph right up here is positive. Flaps to 1. Elevator needs to be down in the green band. So we're gonna, whoops. Gonna scroll back this way. Set about -4. That's good. Alright. And we'll go pre-flight. Only the parking brakes, so we have green and everything else. That looks good. Alright, let's go ahead and begin the taxi. So we're going to runway 19 here at Jackson. So we're going to turn this way and basically taxi up. Full length up to the end there. Straight easy taxi. We're going to take a right turn, another right turn, and then a right turn onto the taxiway. Taxi light. Alright, release the parking brake. Throttle up a little bit. Just to get the plane rolling. There we go. Clear left, clear right. We do have to just watch that plane. Here off our left. We should have plenty of room. We'll make the right turn here. And we're basically following that taxiway down. Move over, center up a little bit more. And we want to keep our speed about 20 to 25 knots on the taxi. Arm the auto throttle. ETE, just under an hour. Yeah, we got some taxiway lights out there a little bit far. Alright, it does tell us to demo the reverse thrusters, so we'll actually pull that back. A little bit more. Alright, reversers are good. So we'll bump them back up there. Those work. Look at that view of the Grand Tetons right there. Absolutely beautiful up here. Alright, coming up to the end of the runway, we're going to cut the power back. And we have a very short before takeoff. So we come up to the whole bar right here. Set the parking brake real quick. Standby battery is armed. Let's make sure everything is set up. Let's make sure that auto throttle is still armed. Armed. Alright, everything is engaged. VNav is on, nav is on. Alright. So we need 4,400 feet of runway. If we need to reject the takeoff below 107, we'll do so. We'll go max braking. We can deploy the reversers or the speed brakes if needed. Above that, we'll take off. If we have an emergency, we'll come back to Jackson. If not, but we can't continue, probably still Jackson would be the best place to return. He's got a long enough runway. Flaps will come up at 135. We're going to rotate at 110. And we'll accelerate, gear up, positive rate. Then the flaps up. We'll engage the autopilot at 7,400 feet. 1,000 feet above the ground. And we'll make sure all of the autopilot's instruments are good. So we're going to Centennial. Do a Southwest Airlines taxi. Like 50 knots. Alright. Outside real quick, let's just confirm. Yeah, flaps are at 1. Clear up ahead. Clear down the runway. Slowed in, release the parking brake. Throttle up to get the plane moving. Unlike in prop planes, it does take longer to feel a difference in thrust with the jets, and you have to set the engine power considerably higher to get the airplane moving, just because it is heavier and the response of the jet engines compared to the prop. Alright. We are lined up on center. Hold the brakes. Spool up to 40% to make sure the engines are responding simultaneously. They are. Release the brakes, and we're going to slowly advance to takeoff power. There we go. Engine instruments are looking good. Takeoff power set. Airspeed's alive. 70. 80. 90, 100, V1, VR, rotate. Come on up. Positive rate, gear up. 135, flaps up. Let's pitch down. We don't want to climb too steeply there. We can engage the autopilot. 7,400. And we're going to begin a turn for our departure. So here we go, we're airborne. The gear should have come up. What in the world? There it goes. I hit the button for it and it just didn't respond. Unless I accidentally, like, double tapped or something like that. There's Jackson Hole. There's a lake up here. And we're turning to intercept the GPS course. The city of Jackson is going to be right down over here. Go back into the cockpit now. Let's make sure. Yep. Accelerating to 250 now that we're above 10,000 feet. FMS, autopilot, auto throttle, VFLC, VNAV, nav are all on. Go ahead and turn the taxi light off. Forgot to turn the landing lights on and switch that off, but we're looking good there. And we're getting pretty good performance. Up at 18,000 feet, we'll go ahead and set standard pressure. With this climb rate, it's not going to take us long to get up to 39,000. Man, and we're climbing nicely. Let's bring the map up. And we can actually set full screen. Waypoints are set here, so we've got 3 minutes to go until we get to Kickney, which is the fix on our departure procedure. Right up there, we'll begin the turn. And then about 10 minutes until we get to Big Piney VOR, which will probably be at our cruise altitude well before that. There's 18,000, so we'll set standard pressure right there. Great view of the mountains right back over here. If you look off to the left, we're actually accelerating pretty fast, but that there is the city of Jackson Hole. With the airport right back over there. Snow-capped mountains, but it's getting warm enough that the ground isn't covered in snow. Look at all the mountains. Out there is Idaho. I definitely did a lot better getting the plane set up and taken off and everything this time. Alright. Above 18,000, we can go ahead and turn the APU off. The indicator's on saying that, so it is shut down. Everything is clear. Coming up through 22,000 feet. We have a direct crosswind right now, but when we turn left, we're going to get a decent tailwind. Outside air temperature right now, minus 29 Celsius. That is minus 20 Fahrenheit. It's about standard. And here we're beginning the turn. Yeah, so at that speed it's actually telling us it'll be about 7 minutes en route to Big Piney. Yeah, wow. Beautiful view of the mountains. And it is an absolutely gorgeous day out here in western Wyoming. Really all over most of the Rockies, the weather's very good. I can't really say the same over here on the East Coast. We're coming up at 29,000 feet. And now that we've turned, we've got a pretty good tailwind right now, about 33 knots. It's 30,000 feet, we have 9,000 to go. Great views out that way too. Alright, while we continue climbing, I'll show you our route today. It's interesting the route kind of cleared from there, but basically we took off, curved a little to the right to intercept the course from a VOR right down here to that fix, begin the turn, and this is taking us over Wyoming down to about here. This is Utah, right over there. Short leg to there. This is the longest part of the flight right here, going from, I think that's Rock Springs VOR, down to Alpoe, Autumn, Elke, Rams, and then we're going to get vectors for an approach into Denver Centennial. So the state line will actually be right about here, right about the Alpoe fix. Pretty much over the state line there. That's in Colorado, and that is in Wyoming. So yeah, about 57 minutes total. This is saying we should be on the ground in about 45 minutes. That sounds about right. So, relatively short time up at cruise. And our climb rate is starting to slow down as we get higher. The air is thinner. We're getting faster as well, trying to maintain that high speed. If we reduced the speed on the auto throttles, we'd probably climb a little bit faster. We'll only get up to cruise in about 3 minutes. Beautiful mountains out that way. Coming up right now to 35,000 feet, so we got about 4,000 to go. We could actually even reduce our cruise altitude down to like 37 or even 35 if we wanted. The flight tracker said 39,000 was a little bit high. We'll be up there at cruise plenty of time. And we're getting some really good winds aloft too. Right now pulling about a 39 knot tailwind. Beautiful view. Look at all the mountains out here. Western Wyoming out there is into Idaho. And I don't know how much we're going to be able to see, but kind of down out that way is going to be Utah. Salt Lake City, out in that direction. Kind of tapers off a little bit, but we'll be over the Rockies. The steepest part of the Rockies. Going into Denver, we'll get some really good views of the mountains around. CAVU here also. Alright. Ah, that's beautiful. Actually flattens out a little bit over this way. Just a little bit. And the terrain is going to steepen up ahead. 38,000 feet to go. Or I'm sorry, 38,000 feet, 1,000 to go. Actually, about 700 now. Here we are, 39,000. Looking good. Gonna accelerate a little bit. We're doing 493 over the ground. That's pretty good. Beautiful views over the mountains. A little bit of clouds out that way. Not much. And we're going to begin turning toward Rock Springs. And let's just see what the VNAV says. Top of descent. Hasn't come yet, so because it's a short flight, we've got a fair bit of stuff to do. So I'm actually going to pull the approach plate up on my second screen here. Rams 8. Crossing restriction is Rams at 17,000 feet. That's the only real altitude restriction. Well, that's not true. It's the first. Well, actually looking on that, no, that is right. 17,250 knots. So when we go in here, let's make sure that that is set. Power should be coming back to the cruise detente here in a second. Alright, so we actually need to manually program that. Speed 250, enter. Rams 17,000. No other speed restrictions. So it'll have a start top of descent just a little bit before Alpoe, so about 21 minutes. And yeah, we're doing real well. We've got about a 36 knot tailwind right now. Mach speed is set. We're doing really well. So we get to sit back for about 20 minutes up here at altitude. About another 7 minutes until we get to Rock Springs. Then we'll have a slight turn to Alpoe and we'll start the descent just before that. I'm going to step up real quick. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. About 4 minutes to Rock Springs VOR. Make sure I have the name of that right. Yeah, Rock Springs. Just outside of, well, it's a fair ways away from Laramie. It's further west. So I have very southern Wyoming. Southwestern. Cheyenne is on the southeastern part of the state, that's right. Quick view outside, absolutely beautiful. Little more flat. Wyoming is the least populous state in the U.S. Not a lot of people up here. And it's a pretty large state by area. So a lot of this out here is actually very remote. You can see the mountains in the background, that's pretty. And
Traffic, 11 o'clock, low, 10 miles.
alright, got a traffic indicator, so I want to look on the see 800 feet below us. He should really be about 1,000 feet below. I see him there. It's far enough away. So why does it say 8,000 or 800 feet below? We should be 1,000 below us. These are the flight levels. I'll bet you he doesn't have a standard pressure set. That would be my guess. He's clear. That'd be crossing that way. Don't even see him. Oh yeah, he's back there. Okay. Interesting. About a minute to go to Rock Springs. Oh, and here's the kicker. Well, right on the barber pole. Yeah, well, just a tiny bit below it. Well, maybe now that we're in the turn. We have 0.83 set. That should have switched over to... Okay, there it goes. It switches right now to cruise detente. Passing Rock Springs right now in 15 minutes en route to the next fix. That means our top of descent should probably be in about 11 or 12 minutes. Nope, actually 13. Okay. Minus 66 Celsius up here at 39,000 feet. I don't even know what that is in Fahrenheit. I don't know if there's a way to switch that to Fahrenheit in this plane. That would be... okay, minus 87 Fahrenheit. That's like South Pole temperatures in the winter. That is really, really cold. That's wild. And yeah, we're just below that barber pole. It's probably starting at about 262 indicated, and we're doing 259. That is absolutely wild. Now we've got a direct tailwind, doing 44, a 44 knot tailwind. We're doing 510 over the ground. That's actually really good performance. Ameristar Falcon 50 just came in. Interesting. Oh, that's pretty neat. I'm actually somewhat familiar with those. And if y'all are willing, no obligation of course, but if you would thumbs up the video, if you're enjoying it, that actually does help me out. Encouraging to do more flights like this. We may do another one in the SR-22 later. I don't think I'll do another jet flight, as it takes a lot to set up, and kind of with that comes longer routes. So if I do another flight, it'll be probably the SR-22. Yeah, just under 10 minutes to the top of descent. Plenty early, but what we'll do is actually just set this ahead of time down to 17,000 feet. That's our crossing restriction at Rams. We actually had to manually enter that, which is kind of interesting. Usually those come in, they're automatically programmed once you load the arrival procedure. That was the only one that I could see on the chart. Yeah, that's the only one. Now let's get a little bit of information here at Centennial. Airport elevation is 59, just below 5,900 feet. And we'll have to choose an approach. Our route is taking us right now directly over Denver International, but we're probably going to bypass that as we come in and get lined up on approach. We should have a good view of it off our left in downtown Denver to our right if we come in on the 17s. If we come in on the 35s, we're going to overfly all of it and circle back in from the south, not quite down to Colorado Springs. Yeah, we're set up nicely though. tell you, you get really good views at 39,000 feet. Leadville, you won't be disappointed. Ooh, that's a tall order. Pun partially intended. And that's the airport with the highest elevation in the US. Just below 10,000 feet. We zoom out a little on the map, we can see the top of Descent Point and Alpoe, or Alpo, I'm not totally sure how you say that. Need a good saber liner. Ooh. I've seen a few Metro liners in my days, and well, I tell you, those are interesting looking planes. They use those a fair bit for cargo and stuff like that. I think Metroliner. Yep. Yeah, that's it. Six minutes to go before we begin our descent, and we are set to descend to 17,000 feet. Of course, we'll step it down further. Let's see, maybe we're not too far away to get the weather at Centennial. We might be. Yeah, that's a bit too far. Well, we can look on the chart. So if we come in here, 110 at 8, so the wind is out of the southeast. So we could probably take the 17. It's going to be a little bit of a crosswind. 10 miles visibility, few clouds at 10,000, few clouds at 20,000, 16 Celsius, so 61 Fahrenheit, and 30.34 on the altimeter. What we can do is set that as a standby. Oh, I went too low. 30.34. Started to turn it to 30.04. So that is set. When we switch off standard, we have the altimeter for Centennial ready to go. We won't switch that until we get below 18,000. Saberliner is a jet, flew back to the Air Force Academy from San Antonio in 1980, was a nice ride. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not very familiar with the Saberliner, but it is an interesting plane. .47 knot direct tailwind right now. Boy, is that nice. The air temperature is 85 below Fahrenheit up here right now. That's really cold. Went to the Air Force Academy on my trip to San Antonio. All right, man. That's awesome. Another quick view outside. You can see as we start passing over the steeper part of the Rockies on our way in, some of the really tall mountains out that way. We took off yesterday out of Telluride. That's further down, I think, that direction. I actually have to pull it up on the map and reference it. Oh, that's actually way further south. Telluride's pretty far south in the state. That's right. Yeah. So we're not going to be anywhere close to that. We'll be way back in those mountains. They had an air park full of different planes, and the most interesting one was the F-82. F-82 is one that I'm not familiar with. That does sound pretty neat. Have to look it up. Oh yeah, the twin Mustang. Yeah, I am familiar with that. I just didn't know it by the F-82. That is really neat. That's awesome. It's a pretty slick plane. Of course, double fuselage. And if we look up that way, it's more flat. And you can see it right here. This is about the line between Wyoming and Colorado. So we're right about to cross into Colorado here. About a minute to go before top of descent. Yep, 1 minute to begin. And we're looking pretty good. So what's cool is when we get started on the descent, you can actually see the expected altitudes to pass over all of these waypoints here. So we'll be at about 35,600 over Alpo, or Alpoe, 23,000 over Autumn, just below 20,000 at Elke, and then 17,000 at Rams, at which point when we get to Rams, we're going to be proceeding pretty much straight on a 134 heading until we get to the Mile High VOR. Which is right at Denver. There's our top of descent right there. Engines are spooling back. That yellow's telling us that we're getting close to the Barber Pole, which is your maximum speed. You don't want to go into that. But as we're slowing down, it's moving the right way. So what I'm actually going to do here is set our heading to 134. Going back to the chart real quick, looking that up. Yep, turbojets expect 17,250 knots. And then if we pull the second page of that up, over Rams to the Mile High Vortac, and expect radar vectors to final approach course. To continue on to Autumn here. Got a very slight turn to the right, I think, when we get over that fix, which we're about to cross. No, actually it's straight, it doesn't turn at all until Autumn. Alright. So let's actually go in here. And So we're going to go procedures. We're going to set ILS. Choose which of the runways. Probably 17 left is the one that we're going to want to take. Yeah. Oh, they don't have the ILS. Never mind. They do have the RNAV. So we'll do RNAV GPS Y 17 left LPV. And we'll actually go from Lowry. Load. And let's see how that looks on the map. It's easier to see from right here. So it breaks us away. Yeah, so we're going to go direct from Rams. Right over that. To Lowry. Mosca is the final approach fix. Right down there into Centennial. 7,800 feet at 200, at or below 210 knots. So that looks good. Alright, coming down through 29,000 feet. And we are all set just to continue on our route there. We're in good shape. Yeah, beautiful. Let's jump over to the right seat. And you get a view, a great view of all these mountains right here. That's absolutely gorgeous. A little bit of clouds building up, not much. Really a beautiful day out here in the Rockies. Back to the left seat. You could theoretically fly this plane from the right seat, but yeah, why bother? It's 2.5 minutes until we get to Rams. Nope, I'm sorry, about 3.5 minutes. Because we gotta count that, and then that there is. Lowry was an old Air Force base in Denver, now closed. Was the Air Force Academy while they were building the, what today is Air Force Academy. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that fixes a little reference there to that then. I never knew that, as a matter of fact. Alright, here we begin the turn. Great view of the mountains as we turn in here. I'm at 24,000 feet. The temperature is still minus 31 Celsius. That's minus 24 Fahrenheit. It is warming up pretty quickly as we descend. Alright. We are going to go ahead and set that down to 7,800 feet. Speed and altitude restrictions are still set up and in effect. Quick view out of the cockpit. Still a little ways away, but Denver would all be pretty much right up here. It's going to start loading in here in just a little bit. Get a really good view. Beautiful mountains over there. Kind of flat out that way. Alright, we go back in. Coming in through 20... 1,000 feet. So mostly smooth on the way down. It is saying we may get a little bit of light to moderate turbulence. Kind of really coming in on final approach into Centennial. So we'll just keep our eye out for that. But should be okay. There's 19,000 feet coming up here. A little bit of traffic up ahead. Got him in sight. Bottom of descent within 1 minute. No, we shouldn't be. It's going to have us cross, and then we should be going direct to Lowry there. And the temperature now is 1 degree Fahrenheit. Heat wave compared to minus 85 up at cruise. Oh, that is taking us direct. We're bypassing rams. Shouldn't realistically be doing that. Where's that traffic? Giving the indicator. He's right there. So TCAS. Traffic collision. Oh, he's to the right.
Clear of conflict.
Clear. Okay. Well, that was a little bit weird. Now, with this real-world traffic, and we're not talking to ATC. I was looking for him. And it wasn't showing up on the TCAS. We may be zoomed too far out. Yeah, there we go. It's coming up now. Do you fly any helos? No, I don't. Nah, just fixed wing. Alright, we should be slowing down here in a minute. Is this saying top of descent again? VNAV is on. FLC... Why is the FLC off? It shouldn't be. We're turning that back on. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful up here. Grab a look outside real quick. And here we are coming in toward Denver. We may still be a little bit far to the north. I believe up here, this is Boulder. Yeah. It's more over here at the edge of the mountains. May actually be it back there. We still may be a little bit far north of it. Well, that could be Boulder right there. I'm not totally sure, to be honest. Back into the cockpit. Actually, we'll just continue that descent there, because we're still a little bit far away from Lowry. And there's that turbulence. This is light, not moderate. probably as we approach the fix. Got traffic up ahead. It is having us descend steeply, though. It shouldn't be. Let's actually bring that up for a little bit more gradual. Yeah, 1,000 feet to go, and we're still a ways out from that final approach fix. I don't know why it was having us descend so rapidly. Didn't really make a lot of sense. Six minutes to go. Can actually turn that down to like 200 feet per minute. Yeah, let's just do that. Very gradual descent. It took us low very rapidly for some reason on the FMS. Yeah, because we're really only about 3,000 feet above the ground. In fact, what we're gonna go do now is come up here. We're gonna do map settings, relative. So yeah, you can see all the green, yellow, and red. I mean, the mountains get really steep right to the west of Denver. Look at that out there. That's beautiful. Definitely a little bit of light turbulence over here. Yeah, that's gonna set our speed back a little bit. I really don't know why it brought us down so fast. Airport right there. That is... what is it? Something small. So that would be Boulder, kind of out over that way. There's an airport. It's hard to pick out right now. Just behind our left wing. Over that direction. Denver International. That's it right there. It's a big airport. Downtown. Looking for it. We're not probably quite there. It might be. Out over. Oh, there it is. Yeah, downtown Denver right there. It's pretty cool. Alright, so we gotta run through some checklists here real quick. Oh, we've got a short time to get some stuff ready here. So we're gonna go performance landing data. Current weather 102 at 8, so it's going to be a left crosswind. 16 Celsius, 30.34. That actually should be set. Oh, we forgot to do that. We're actually a little bit higher with the pressure being higher, so that's okay. Completely forgot to do that. I meant to hit that. Runway 17 left. Landing configuration, we are good. And accept landing speeds. And we've got those indicators up. About 3 minutes to go before the final approach fix. It should start slowing us down here in a minute or two. Let's get the APU started up. There it goes. And we'll come up here, turn the landing lights on. approach is activated, so that's taken care of. And we'll kill flaps 1 once we pass over that initial fix. Maybe even a little bit before it, because it's going to have us slow down. Got a fair bit going on. 7,800, and we have a minute and a half to get to it. Speed is reducing to 210. Engines are slowing down. We can go flaps 1. And now it's telling us to slow to 200. Look at that. Take a look at that. Beautiful view of downtown Denver right over there. Whoa. Come on, camera. Stop jumping around on me. There it is. Really neat. Denver International right off our left wing up there in the distance. Back into the cockpit. Alright, 1,000 feet above the ground, it's about 6,900. We'll go gear down, make sure flaps are full. Speed down to about 140. And then we'll manually adjust the speed down to our VREF 115. So, gonna be a little bit busy in here. Coming into land. And here we are turning over the initial approach fix. Approach should come active here in just a second. Let's get the descent down. Let's go approach mode. No. It's not going to descend us. Alright, we're going to disengage. And we're going to hand fly the airplane. There's the runway right there. Let's go flaps 2. Power back down. It's getting a little bit bumpy here. Take that power way back. Auto throttle's disengaged. We are way too high. This plane won't descend. Alright, we can go full flaps. Gear coming down. Now, you know what? We're going to have to go missed. Alright, autopilot. Keep the gear down. We're going to go flaps 2. It's not good. Heading to current. Yeah. Quiet. Gonna go to 160. Yeah, so we messed that up. Either that or if the plane didn't want to descend. I think because it started to level us off and it didn't. When we turned it down, it didn't want to kick back in. So we're overflying the runway here, 2,000 feet above the ground. And we are going to set ourselves up on a heading. It's 347. Basically on a setup for a downwind coming back around. Keep the flaps 2. The gear can stay down as low as we're below 210. And then basically we'll just set a vector to intercept the final approach course. Got that set. Gonna maintain that 7,800 feet for right now. And we just need to circle. Come back out. Yeah. Messed that up. Started taking us down way too late. straighten that back out a little bit. And we need to come up a little bit past that, so when we turn, we're about 3 miles away. So what we're going to do is come in, procedure, we're going to choose the change from the Lowry transition to vectors to final. Load and activate, but it's going to keep us on that heading. Turn back out just a little bit so we don't close in. Get that speed right at 160. We're going to turn it off the FMS. We're going to keep manual speed. So we'll slow down to 140 once we intercept, and then we'll slow down to 115, 114. And we'll try this again and hope we don't screw up a second time. Beautiful view of downtown Denver right over there. Coming up toward, but not quite to, Denver International. Buckley Space Force Base right over there. And then International's over there. So we'll fly out for another minute or two until we get to that approach fix. And this is the real world right thing to do, is if you're not set up properly for the approach, of course we'd be talking to ATC in the real world, but we would call them and tell them that we need to break off and get circled back around to get re-established. Great view of downtown Denver again, and the mountains in the distance. That's absolutely beautiful. Alright, far enough out we can go ahead and start that left turn. Kind of like that there. Slow down to 140. We can go full flaps. Let's keep that turn going. Intercept about 190. Yeah, it may take us a little bit through the course, but as long as we can get re-established. Oh, we're looking okay. This is fine. Yeah, we came out with plenty of room, so what we'll do is just turn, continue. Going to turn to have us pick up the approach course here. Vector to final active. It should. Yep, there we go. It's turning us to intercept. And yep, it should be starting us downward here once we intercept the fix. Yep, there we go. So we're actually established on the RNAV approach. This is an LPV, which is going to let us get pretty low to the ground. So we can just confirm our final items here. Gear is down, 3 green, locked. Flaps are full. Parking brake released. No speed brakes. Landing lights are on. Those are on. And that'd be so cool if it had the heads-up display working. It might in 24. Alright, and then we're manually going to slow down to 125. Engine power's coming back. Bottom of descent within a minute. It's not gonna let us go below that, is it? Oh yeah, it is. We may have to hand fly at that point. Down to 114, that is our VREF. So that's our approach speed there. And yeah, we're looking good coming in on this approach now.
Autopilot.
Says we're a little bit low. Wind's pushing us a little bit. See, Vassy is telling us we're on the right slope. Just a little left, of course. We're gonna have to turn. Come around here. Now we're a bit high.
Auto throttle, auto throttle, auto throttle, auto throttle, auto throttle.
Oh, we're not gonna use the auto throttle, of course.
Auto throttle, 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 auto throttle.
We're not flying with auto throttles. Let's keep that power in. We're getting a little bit slow here. Let's keep that up. So that's kicking in just as a caution. It's disengaged. We're coming in high. Take that power out. Come on. Yeah, we're coming in high. This is not very stable.
200.
Oh, we're looking better now. It's a 75-foot wide runway. That's pretty narrow.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Come back down. No, we're landing long.
10.
There we go. Brakes. Flaps up. We're gonna roll. We'll take the next left turn. Not a particularly great landing. It wasn't horrible. We got her down well. Not as good as the one that I did the other day. Definitely need to practice on this plane a little bit. Your hand flying the approach, it gets a little tricky. Coming up clear. Taxi light on. Flaps are up. And just going to hold the brakes and take a look where we're going real quick. Grab the airport diagram. That's actually really easy. We are not far from parking. We're going to be going right down here. Alright. Clear left, clear right. We're going to make the right turn right here. What's this guy doing? Oh, he's turning in front of us. Failure to yield to aircraft. Quite a lot of vehicles out here. Of course, you can go right through them in the simulator without it. They don't render collisions, but it'd be impossible to do anything. Got a tug down there. There's a high speed. May have come down just a little bit far there. Yeah, just a little bit far. We'll make the turn right here. And then the building we're parking at is right up there. So we should have taken one turn sooner. That's fine. Compass rose here. We've got the concrete with everything parked on it. It's interesting that it's using satellite imagery and not it's rendered. And that's grass right there. That doesn't look correct according to the map. But we can shut down right here, this building. Set the parking brake right there. Doing another later tonight? Yeah, probably in the SR-22. I might do Planet Coaster tonight as well. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. Alright, let's go ahead and do our shutdown. Taxi lights off. Those should be on. I don't know why they... Yeah, interesting. That seems like a bug. They were on, but the light wasn't illuminated. Parking brake is set, idle throttles, and let's go ahead and do our shutdowns. We're going to open that cover up, press the stop button, and we'll watch that spool down, wait until N2 reaches 0. And we can do this one as well. Next up, we can go ahead and shut the APU off. It's powering down. We're running on battery power right now. Standby power comes off. And all switches are blue, everything's good, no warnings or cautions. And the last thing to do is turn the battery switches off. And that's the end of the flight. Hour 6 minutes, so that's probably because we had to circle back around to shoot the approach after we messed up getting descended on it the first time. But so be it. Alright, here we are, folks. Welcome to Centennial Airport in Denver, Colorado. Hope you enjoyed the flight. We may do another one later this evening. May do some PC2. We'll see. This was fun flying. Hope you all enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you did. It does help me out. But we'll pick back up later this evening. Hope to catch you then. And as always, until then, take care. Stay safe, and we'll see ya.